All right, so we've looked at the seam gauge before, but I just want to remind you that you are going to be looking at these increments along the top. That's 1/8. We slide it over. 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and then the 8/8 would be 1 inch. So the first step in doing my paper sample for my pincushion is to measure 1 inch from just on the top side from both the right and the left. So I'm just going to line my seam gauge up, and then I'm just going to put a little mark at the 1 inch point, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I've measured 1 inch, and then I'm going to put double pins. We put double pins on projects because when you see two parallel pins side by side, you know that you're not going to sew between them. So to put my pin in, notice how I poked down, and then you're going to come straight out. My pin head's going to be up on the top. I'm going to take a second pin right next to it, straight down, and then it will come out. Sometimes what happens when I have students who haven't sewn before, they'll just take their pin and they'll just poke it straight in there. Well, then it's doing nothing. It's just kind of stabbed through, and then it can either poke me or it just falls right out. So we don't want that. We want them to go down in and then to come back out. And so I've got double pin. So anytime on a project where it tells you to double pin, this is what it means. It just means 2 pins side by side. And so basically what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be sewing from this point to the corner. We'll pivot, we'll go down, and then we'll end up pivoting around all the corners, and then when we stop sewing, we're going to end right here at these double pins. So that's the significance of those double pins. So we will not sew this area between, and you'll get some more instructions here in just a minute, but this is the first step. So we have our double pins on the top, and then you're also going to put 1 pin on the side, 1 pin on the bottom, and then 1 more pin on this other side. And it seems silly to do this because this is just paper. We're not pinning it to anything, but this is exactly what we'll be doing when we're making the pincushion using the felt. So this is just to practice. We're going to do exactly the same thing on our project that we do on the paper sample. So this is all just for practice.